You've heard about nose blind, you've heard about the speck in the log, but this is much, much worse. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I am Katie Stone, and this is Stone Seconds. Since if you are new here, consider hitting that like button, subscribing to the channel, and hey, maybe even share with a friend, because here we don't gatekeep the Second Amendment. Now, you may ask, what in the world are you talking about? Well, you don't need me to explain it. You just need to listen to this.
You're going to hear people, especially this past weekend, 54 shot, 7 dead.
Yeah.
They're going to say the city's not safe. Would you ask your friends to ride the L after midnight or after, 9 o'clock at night even to come down to the city from O'Hare?
Look, big cities have crime. There's no doubt about it. But let's just pay attention to what President Trump is doing targeting Chicago. He's overlooking red states that have much higher crime rates.
Let's just talk for just a second and point out the red states that he's referring to have terrible crime rates, and get this, the blue cities within them that have the same type of failed policies and terrible gun laws that, get this, Chicago also has. Once again, blaming somebody else or someone else for the absolute terrible policies and failed nonsense you have going on in your state. I mean, this is 100, like, what is this? Like I said earlier, nose blind. You walk home from vacation, you walk in your front door and you smell something weird. You say, that doesn't smell right. And then a couple days go by and you no longer smell it. Is that what it's like to be governor in Illinois? You walk in the first couple of days, you're like, man, we had a lot of people die today. And then, you go on, a couple people die every day. Well, you know what? That's normal. No, it shouldn't be normal. This is disgusting. I mean, we're talking about a weekend, a holiday weekend. You had 7 people die and over 50 shot. And you're like, oh, yeah, big cities have big crime. But, those red states, yeah, really? I'm just curious, how does someone get to the point where it's like, well, I mean, yeah, we had people die, but they also had people die. That's not okay. It's not okay that it's happening in red states with blue cities. That's not okay. It's not okay that it's happening in Chicago. None of this is okay. But sitting here and being on like, well, Trump's just a bully because he's picking on us because we have really, really bad crime and we have for a long time. But there's other states now that also have bad crime. Well, why don't we fix it? Why don't we dive into the root cause of the problem and fix it? Anyways, he's not the only genius in Chicago. There's also this guy. And listen, just look at this one. In 2023, he was bragging about how he's going to fix everything, and then, well, you'll see.
We can actually solve crime in the city of Chicago with my plan.
We will never be able to end gun violence in Chicago as long as the president continues to allow tens of thousands of guns to be trafficked into our state and our city.
I mean, we're seriously sitting here being like, oh, I can solve the problem, I can solve the problem. And then you get there and you haven't solved the problem, you haven't done anything about it, you haven't accomplished anything. And there you go saying, well, we're never going to solve the problem if this guy doesn't do his job, or this guy doesn't do this, or this guy doesn't do that. Stop putting the blame on somebody else and fix it. I'm so tired of this. I'm so disgusted. Well, I'm gonna fix it, and then when you get there and you are given the opportunity to tackle the problem, and you're just like, well, I can't because somebody else isn't gonna do it for me. Ew, get it together. I'm not sitting here telling you that if Trump just brings in the National Guard, he can fix everything. I'm not saying that at all. I'm not even saying that it's a good idea to do that. But what I am saying is sitting here and saying that, well, Trump needs to fix this problem and that problem, and then maybe we can fix our problem. Why are we pointing fingers at other people and passing the buck? It doesn't make any sense to me. I find it so disturbing. But let's move on, because that's just the beginning. There's also this. You guys may have seen this in my short yesterday, but it just keeps getting worse. Listen to this lovely fellow.
It's great when the numbers go down, but people don't walk around saying, I feel 22% safer. What do you think people feel like is happening in Chicago?
Well, I tell you one thing they feel like. They feel like there are too damn many guns in Chicago, and they're coming in from other states like Indiana. Federal government want to help us?
They say there's too many guns in Chicago. How dare anyone say that? How dare anyone say that about Chicago? There is no way there's too many guns in Chicago. You guys have every gun law that is even on the board. Pretty sure you guys even have an assault weapons ban. You guys have all of the gun control, and yet you're telling me that there's too many guns in Chicago? Why is that? Oh, I forgot. It's the red state's fault. Once again, it's other states responsible for your failed policies and for your BS gun laws. You're failed everything. Like, how can you sit there and be like, well, it's this person's fault and that person's fault and the other person's fault? It's definitely not our fault. Maybe if you want to pass the buck on everyone else, maybe you should just resign from office and hey, we'll find somebody else who is up to tackling the job. There has to be someone out there that would rather solve the problem than get on a news outlet and be like, well, if we just did this, someone else just did this, or somebody else just did that, we'd solve the problem. Do it yourself. Grow a pair, step up to the plate, and knock it out. It's not that complicated. You're given all of the tools, all of the things you need, and yet you're sitting here being like, well, it's somebody else's fault. And then when Trump says, hey, I'll just bring in the National Guard to help you guys get a grip on this, you're like, how dare you? How dare you think that our crime is worse than the red states? We're way better off than the red states. Dude, failed policy is failed policy. Crime is crime. Murder is murder. You can say it's red, blue, green, yellow, fuchsia. I don't care what color you say it is. All I know is it's your job in office to get a grip on it and get it fixed. And newsflash, your gun laws are obviously not doing the trick. So maybe we take a different approach.
Stop this flow of weapons into our city of Chicago and state of Illinois. We know they're coming in from state with lax laws when it comes to firearms, and the federal government can do something about it. What has this president done about it? He's dramatically eliminated the people who are supposed to make sure these gun dealers are held to the law. That's an important step to really reduce the crime in the area and reduce the concern of local officials.
You mean cutting funding for the ATF that has done absolutely nothing about this for the past, I don't know, however many years they've been in place? Yeah, you could have just said that the ATF was giving you money, or that you just really hate gun rights, or you just hate the American people having rights in general, because we have seen time and time again that the ATF doesn't actually accomplish what they were supposedly put in place for. And yeah, that's illegal gun activity. But what have they done? I don't know. Why don't you ask Brian Malinowski's wife what they have done? Because it's clearly not cleaning up the streets of Chicago. So why would we not cut their funding? I can't be the only one that is super tired of hearing these mayors and governors in these big blue cities blaming everyone else for their problems, or just shrugging it off and saying, well, big cities have crime. Tell that to the families of the people who lost someone because you're like, well, big cities have crime. Yeah, and 7 people no longer have a life over just one weekend because, well, big cities have crime. Duh. That's disgusting. If that's the way you approach it, you shouldn't be in office. You should never hold office again. You should probably be thrown in jail and kicked in tar and feathering. Bring back tarring and feathering. Anyways, let me know your thoughts down in the comments. I can't be the only one that feels like this. So please, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Let me know if I'm getting any better at these, because I feel like I'm just starting to ramble more and more. I feel like I'm slightly getting more comfortable rambling, but maybe that's not such a good thing. You let me know your thoughts down in the comments, and you guys have a great day.